Namaste students. Now let us discuss some numericals of double column cash book. In the previous video, I've explained to you the format of double column cash book, why are we making cash and the bank column, all the things I've made you clear. Now let us start with the numerical. I'm going to pick up a very easy numerical for you so that you can understand it. Once again, just for a recap, I'm telling you that in double column cash book we are making two columns, that is cash column and the bank column, and cash and bank. And here again, this is the credit side and that is the debit side. And the rule which is applicable on cash is debit what comes in, credit what goes out, and this bank column, it records all the banking transaction, and the rule which is applicable is debit the receiver and credit the giver. So now read the transactions which are written on the board. First is cash in hand and cash at bank. See, you can see here that date column is not here. Fine, it means dates are not given, so we can write fictitious dates on our own. So cash in hand means last month's closing balance of cash. It means last month we are left with rupees 2800. So as you know that cash is an asset and all the assets are having debit balances. So opening balance of cash as well as bank we are going to write on the debit side until and unless something is specifically mentioned. I made you understand this thing also, that cash can never be written on the credit side, because writing cash on the credit side means that the debit side, that credit side was greater, right? Credit side was greater, so we put the difference on the debit side. And now we are brought forwarding the balance. And you know this thing very well, that if credit side of cash is greater, it means that payments are more than receipts, which is practically not possible because we can't spend more than what we have. So logically, cash can never have a credit balance. Cash will always have a debit balance. And debit balance of cash means the cash which is left after deducting or after making all the payments from the total receipts. So just write the opening balance this side, to balance brought down, as no date is given, so I am putting the date February 1. You may put any date if nothing is given to you. So the opening balance of cash is 2800 and bank is 7000. So write it, cash 2800 and bank is 7000. Now read the next transaction. Next is discounted a bill from bank rupees 5000 at 1%. See, this thing is new for you. See, I told you once, if you remember, that bill means the other name of debtors. I told you that at times we give one official or a legal document to the debtors, and debtors, they after getting that document, they becomes our bills receivables. Similarly, our creditors, we can also give one legal document to our creditors and then they become our bills payable. Got it? So it means that bill receivable and the bill payable, they are debtors and creditors only, but their name can be changed once they get that official document. And we'll be doing about this official document and we'll study about it, but later on. So till now you need to understand that discounted a bill, it means what is basically happening in this situation. Let's say I have sold goods to Ram on credit. It means I means by business have sold goods to Ram on credit. So Ram becomes my debtor. Now I have given one official document to Ram. Ram has received that document. Ram has signed on that document and Ram has returned that document to me. It means debtors, they, after signing the document, they return that document to the seller. Here I am the seller and Ram is the buyer. So seller will give one official document to the buyer. Buyer will sign on that document and will give that document back to the seller. On that document, this thing will be clearly mentioned that to whom goods were sold, when goods were sold, what was the amount, and on which date the Ram is going to make payment to me. Ram has signed on that document. It means that now debtor has become bill receivable and Ram has accepted this thing that on so and so date surely Ram is going to make payment to me. Now Ram has given that document to me. Now I have to give this document to bank. Why I have to give? Because I am in need of cash. Fine, otherwise surely I am going to get the payment on a particular date. Suppose if on February 2nd I have sold goods to Ram, and in that official document it is mentioned that on in the month of March Ram will make payment to me. It means that I am surely going to get the payment from Ram, but after 1 month, but I need the payment right now. So what I have done, I have given that document to the bank, and bank has deducted some charges. Fine, bank has applied some charges, and after deducting those charges bank has made payment to me. Why bank has deducted some charges? Because I am taking payment from bank before time. Otherwise I should have taken that payment in the month of March, but I am taking that payment in the month of February, and before time I am getting the payment, so bank have deducted some charges. So I hope this thing is clear to you. Business has sold goods to Ram. Ram is the debtor. Business has given one official document to Ram. In that official document, the date of the transaction, amount of the transaction is mentioned, and moreover, when Ram is going to make payment to us, this thing is also mentioned. It means I am going to get payment from Ram in the month of March. But as I am in need of cash, so what I have done, I have given the same document to bank and have taken payment from bank before time. So bank have deducted some discount. Here bank have deducted 1% discount. It means I have given bill of rupees 5,000 to bank, but bank has given only rupees, just check how much. If 5,000, then 1% is 50. It means bank has deducted rupees 50 and has given rupees 4,950 to me. Now here I am getting the money from the bank, so it means, like you may say, the money is coming into the business. So what entry I am going to pass here? I am going to write to bill discounted. And who has given this payment to me? Bank has given the payment. So I will write 4,950 on the debit side. So just have a look for a minute and check whether this thing is clear to you or not. Please check. Check, girls. Is this thing clear? Okay. Now move to the next transaction. Next transaction is, read the third one, cash sales. Cash sales doesn't mean that you are selling cash. Please don't get confused. Cash sales means you have sold the goods and you are getting cash in return. So what will be the journal entry? Entry becomes cash account debited to sales account. Cash comes in, goods goes out. Now in this entry, cash account is debited, right? Entry is cash account debited to sales. It means cash account is debited, so we are going to write the entry on the debit side. And whatever you write on the debit side always starts with the word to. So cash is debited because of sales, so I am writing to sales, and 6,000 rupees has come into the business. Intentionally I am not writing the journal entries now, because I assume that after doing ledger and after seeing the video of the single column cash book, now you can easily post it. So I am not writing the entries for you. Next is paid into bank. This entry I will write once. Paid into bank means you have deposited money into the bank. So what's going to be the entry? Check. Entry is going to be bank account debited to cash. Now this is a contra entry. Here bank is debited, cash is credited, and I am making cash and bank both the columns. So I need to check both the aspects. Fine. In this, bank account is debited. It means entry will be on the debit side of bank. Amount is 3,000. It means that 3,000 rupees we have deposited into the bank. Bank has become the receiver. So we are writing this 3,000 on the debit side of bank. Whatever we write on the debit side of bank always starts with the word to. Got it? and bank is debited because of cash. So I'll write here to cash. Now I have to check the next aspect of this transaction. In the next, in the same entry, cash is credited, so entry will be on the credit side. Now, as entry will be on the credit side, you will start with the word buy. Entry is on the credit side, so you will write buy. Now, cash is credited means cash has gone out of the business because you have deposited rupees 3000 into the bank. So, as cash has gone out, so write 3000 on the credit side of the cash. Now cash is credited because of bank. So you are going to write by bank. Fine. Now move to the next transaction. Read. Next is paid rent. Paid rent. So what's going to be the entry? Let me write it for you. Entry is rent account debited to cash account. Now if nothing is mentioned, no, whether rent is paid in cash or rent is paid by check, so you have to assume that rent has been paid in cash only. So entry is rent account debited to cash. Now out of rent and cash we are making only cash column and cash is credited here. So you write here by rent. Because of rent the cash has gone out of the business. Next is bank charges. So what's going to be the entry? I told you about this bank charges. That bank charges is always charged by the bank. Fine, bank charges are charged by bank only. And how a bank is going to charge this bank charges? They are simply going to take money from your bank account. They are not going to visit your home and they are not going to take payment from you at your place. Rather, they are going to deduct the money from your bank account only. It means in this entry, your bank account, the balance in your bank account has reduced and your bank has become the giver. So what's going to be the entry? Entry is bank charges account debited to bank. I've already explained this concept in the previous video. It's bank charges to bank. So bank is credited in this entry. So you write here by bank charges. Amount is 100. Write the amount in the bank column because the money from your bank account has been withdrawn. Next is withdrawn from bank for personal use. Now you are withdrawing money from the bank for personal use. Entry becomes drawings account debited to bank account. So again in this entry bank account is credited. So you are going to write the transaction on the credit side of bank. Write 1500 on the credit side of bank and bank has been credited because of drawings. So by drawings. Last transaction is purchase goods from Vinay on credit. Now you are purchasing goods from someone on credit or Vinay from credit. So what should have been the entry? Purchases to Vinay. So we are not going to record this transaction because neither I am making purchase column here nor Vinay's column. And moreover it is a cash book in which we are going to record only and only the cash transactions. So no credit transaction will be entered. So only these many entries we are going to post. Now let's see how to do the balancing. Balancing is very easy in this case. See, 28 and first of all start with cash. Debit side 28 and 6000. It means total 8800 rupees have come into the business. And I told you that in case of cash, debit side will always be greater. Because out of 8800 only now we can spend the money. We cannot spend more than 8800. Fine? Check the credit side. The total of credit side is 3700. You know how balancing is done? The total of the greater side is to be written on both the sides. So here debit side is greater. So I am writing here 8800. Now debit side is greater than credit. So now to make them balance, I have to write some amount on the credit side so that it becomes equal to the debit side. This is known as balancing. So now here the total is 3700. It means out of 8800, 3700 rupees we have spent. So how much cash in hand we are left with? That will write by balance carried down. You subtract it. 8700 minus 3700. It is somewhere 5100. Clear? Now check in case of bank. In bank also we can see on credit side just 1600 rupees we have is there, and on debit side it is 10,000, means 14,950. So it's understood debit side is great. And to make debit side equal to the credit side, what I should do? 14,950 minus 1600. So check how much it is. 14,950 minus 1600. It is 13350. So I hope this thing is clear to you. This is all about double column cash book. This I have taken a very simple example. Now we'll do some more practical questions which are exam based and they are only going to come in your paper. Fine. In this you have learned how to write the transactions, how to post them, in which column to post them, and how to balance them. So keep on practicing and keep on studying. Thank you.